They told us the future was electric. Tesla, lithium, charging stations, that was supposed to be destiny. But what if the world got it wrong? What if the next revolution doesn't plug into the wall at all? Because just days ago, a leaked blueprint shook the auto industry to its core. BYD, China's electric giant, wasn't building another EV. They were building an engine that runs on water. No lithium. No cobalt. No charging ports. Just water in, steam out. And if what insiders are saying is true, this engine doesn't just disrupt the future of cars, it detonates it. Backhand index pointing right before we dive into the story the mainstream media won't touch. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the next 20 minutes may change the way you look at technology, energy, and global power forever. The leak that shouldn't exist. It wasn't a press release. Not a keynote. Just a blurry blueprint dropped on a forgotten tech forum at 2:43 a.m. Beijing time. 10 minutes later, deleted. But not before screenshots spread like wildfire across encrypted Telegram channels, private investor chats, and engineering boards. The image? Piping tubes, steam valves, and at the top, BYD HydroCore Engine V1.03. Internal use only. The specs claimed 1,100 kilometers on a single refill. Powered not by oil, not by electricity, but by distilled water vapor, the same stuff hissing out of your tea kettle. Panic in the markets. By sunrise, Wall Street was bleeding. Lithium ETFs tanked, wiping $2.7 billion in value in under 48 hours. Hedge funds scrambled to exit positions. Inside BYD's own documents, stamped in urgent red ink, the language was blunt. Projected cannibalization of existing EV platforms. Estimated obsolescence window, 3 years. Translation: BYD had built something that could destroy its own empire and everyone else's. The ghost of Stanley Meyer. But here's the twist. This wasn't brand new science. Back in the 1980s, inventor Stanley Meyer rolled out a so-called water-powered car. He said it could cross America on just 22 gallons of water. Weeks later, he was dead. His brother swore it was poisoning. His lab was emptied. His patents vanished. Most dismissed him as a hoax. Others whispered he was silenced. Fast forward 40 years, BYD is resurrecting that ghost story, but with aerospace-grade engineering. How the HydroCore works. This isn't a bulky hydrogen fuel cell. There are no explosive tanks. Instead, the HydroCore uses superheated electrolysis to split water into hydrogen and oxygen milliseconds before combustion. No storage. No transport. No risk. When the pedal is pressed, it generates hydrogen instantly. When idle, it shuts down. Safe. Clean. Efficient. If the leaked efficiency numbers are real, this engine runs at 78% thermal efficiency, triple early hydrogen models. And what comes out of the tailpipe? Not CO2. Not smog. Just pure steam at 100 degrees Celsius. The Sky River facility. The biggest proof it's real? Satellite imagery. Analysts spotted a massive BYD complex in the Gobi Desert, wrapped in fencing and guard towers. No battery units. No solar panels. Instead, rows of cylindrical tanks, turbine stacks, and cooling towers. A drone leak revealed the internal signs: hydrogen core reactor, Sky River division. Capacity estimates? Enough to fuel 2 million engines per year. Not a prototype lab. A working megafactory. The hydroquake. Markets called it the hydroquake. Lithium spot prices crashed 34% in 9 days. Chile, the world's second-largest lithium exporter, called emergency trade talks. Their president admitted, if water replaces lithium, our entire economic model must be rewritten. Australian mines froze shipments. Battery recyclers lost billions. Meanwhile, BYD's stock rocketed 58% in just 2 days, overtaking Tesla as the world's most valuable automaker. Tesla's nightmare. Just months ago, Elon Musk signed a $10 billion lithium deal, securing supply through 2040. Overnight, it looked like dead weight. Musk tweeted, then deleted, one cryptic phrase, "This is worse than the Osborne effect." Translation, Tesla may have just killed itself, without even touching the HydroCore. The Dragon's Breath test. Then came the prototype test in Tibet. At brutal altitude, where batteries freeze and combustion engines gasp, BYD's water engine outran a Tesla Model S in a head-to-head uphill drag. 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. And from the tailpipe? Not smoke, not fumes, just a hiss of white steam. Engineers call it the Dragon's Breath. Part 9, Washington reacts. Within days, the U.S. Senate held emergency hearings under the title, Foreign Disruption of Domestic Energy Infrastructure. A leaked Pentagon report stated, shift in global power balance probable within 36 months if not countered. Ford and GM begged lawmakers to block BYD imports, calling it a national security threat. But behind closed doors, they admitted the real problem: they had no competing product. Oil, OPEC, and open panic. Saudi Aramco scrambled, throwing $1 billion into synthetic hydrogen labs. Exxon ran fear ads showing fake water car explosions. OPEC issued threats of a hydrogen war unless BYD shared its patents. But BYD wasn't bluffing. They'd already filed 36 patents in 9 countries, airtight, locked down, legally unbreakable. A new age. BYD's production model, codename H9V Draco, crushed every EV benchmark. Heavy checkmark 48% cheaper to manufacture. Heavy checkmark 800,000 kilometers lifespan with minimal maintenance. Heavy checkmark agreements signed with 28 countries for rollout in 2026. In just months, analysts predicted 15 million units sold by 2028. Twice Tesla's current global deliveries. And in villages, churches, and schools across the world, people weren't just buying it. They were praying over it, calling it divine propulsion. The lithium age lasted barely 15 years. It built billionaires. It reshaped borders. But it may already be over. The age of water has arrived. The question isn't whether this tech works. The question is who controls it, and how far the old powers will go to stop it. So I'll leave you with this: if the future runs on water, who gets to turn on the tap? Backhand index pointing right. If this shook your view of the future, hit that like button right now, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Is this the end of lithium, or just the beginning of something even bigger? Stay alert. Stay curious. Because the next disruption is already being built.